So here we are with the queen of organization development in Minnesota, Deb Peters.
You are so kind, Roland.
Well, you have got the Minnesota OD Network dancing right now, and I thank you for that. Your terrific personality has brought them alive. You're doing what I do, and that is that you transfer responsibility and leadership to others and just not doing it all yourself.
We've got a great team and great members, and I got to say the partnerships with the other organizations has been awesome too.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So the purpose of this conversation is to share with you the Asian Organization Development Whole System Transformation Certificate, okay, which you're interested in.
Yeah, let's do it.
And I'm interested in identifying key, strong, powerful, competent OD people in different countries. And you're my person for Minnesota. And okay.
Did you just call Minnesota a country?
Well, yeah, I know I didn't, but it's kind of like that. because I probably have got somebody else in the country that's also interested.
Oh, I'm teasing you. I'm just teasing you.
And then one person from the United States.
Got it.
People. So here we go. Dr. Uday Parikh, the person who was the first NTL fellow that was non-white from India. And he then was associated with Lippitt and Bradford and Bennis and all the pioneers. He is the person who made the phrase feedback famous, a household word, even though he was from India, because he published in Pfeiffer and Jones about feedback, and it was the articles that we all used in our session. So he's really, and then of course Charlie Seashore and Edie Seashore wrote the first book, and then my friend Irv Rubin is now the living expert on feedback, who was at Portland with us, and is on the board, I think, of National ODNet. So
he was also at Atlanta with us. Exactly.
And so Dr. Uday and I were sitting at EMPI at the Uday Parikh HROD lab that he founded, and it's named after him. And he said, let's do a certificate. And he said, I will decide when they're ready to get their certificate, when they've convinced me that they're credible and they can do it. Okay, which is different than all certificates. Okay, so, and then here's the process that we came up with. Number one, the first phase is an education 2.5-day knowledge sharing experience in a lab. And usually it's with a client system. It's you and I, Maja, and the internal change agent.
Okay.
And we invite the CEO to come in and out, or the executive person. Because at that intensive immersion, we create the conceptual framework and the change blueprint, transformation blueprint for that organization and that client system. That's phase one.
Kind of the engine for the system.
Engine for the system. We'll just call it that now forever. Number two, we then transform the CEO's group or the executive group. It might be an IT division. Well, that's not the CEO, but it's the person head of that department. We have to work with a leadership team. It can only be 12 people. I have this process down. I've done the same process since 1978. I learned it from Jack Gibb, from his stepbrother, Bill Dyer, who writes, his sons write in my books on team building. Bill Dyer had 4 editions in the Addison Wesley series on team development. Okay, so I learned this all, and then I learned it from Tony Petrella at Pepperdine, you know, and so forth. And I haven't changed it since because it always works. Okay, so then I have you coached to lead that process.
And is that kind of the pilot process?
No, yes, and no. It's the
In a
first
sense.
phase of the whole
Bigger.
change with the client. Right. It's the opening. And we guarantee transformation, not change. We guarantee, wow, we guarantee a breakthrough. We guarantee it. Okay? And here's why you're doing it. Because when I was at St. Thomas, I went to Father Deese and I said, I only want 12 students. And he laughed. And he said, we won't make any money. I says, Father, do you care about quality or money? He says, I care about quality. He gave me his 12 students. I took them all to Medtronic. And I coached them to do the process. I didn't say anything with the client system. And they come back and said, Roland, we learned more in that experience than we did in our master's at St. Thomas. It was one of the courses of the master's program. So, this is 10 years ago. So I've been thinking about how to do this. So that's why I do it this way. It works. And my passion in life is to teach OD. I've been trying to figure it out my whole life. I've taught in 25 universities. And I just got to send my CV again to Assumption University because I'm going to be teaching in China, Burma, and Thailand again. Okay.
Awesome.
Right. So that's phase one. When you go through it, you don't have to be successful. Just go through it. You get a certificate.
So phase one is 2.5 days.
Oh, phase one is a 14-day experience with the clients.
Thank you. It was the pre-work was the 2.5 days.
Exactly. Included in the 14 days.
Got it.
Next, then the second level or phase, I don't know what to call it yet, is that we are going to design a large group interactive experience. This is what I'm known for. I've done more in Minnesota than anybody else. Okay, I have the incredible success track record that's, even gotten greater when I started going internationally. But when you go through that with me, you get certificate 2. You just have to go through it.
Okay.
Then the next level of 1 is when you master the team development process yourself. When you and I believe, and the client believes, you're comfortable, you're confident, you have the ability, you have the commitment from the client system to repeat it with them, without me.
That makes sense.
Makes sense. That's what OD is about, right? That's the next piece. Then you get a certificate. The next certificate is when you and the client, and you feel you're comfortable, you feel competent. We've already published something, right? About doing a large group of 300 for 3 days. You can do it yourself.
Wonderful.
Right. Everybody likes it.
Yeah.
Because it's setting up your business.
Well, even better than that, it's helping a client get where they need to be.
Client. Because here's the remarkable thing. The last phase is when you have sustainability. That means the client can do it themselves without you. What
ultimate goal. Work yourself out of the job.
And what a better goal to have, and what a track record to have on your portfolio to say that you can do that and you've been certified. by Dr. Lee Lu from the Asian OD Network. Okay? And so with that will be coming publications, videos, testimonies, whatever. Okay? Because we want to spread this. And then this is when it gets exciting. All the way along, you've been integrating your specialties, your strength, your coaching, your whatever. Okay? Because as Kathy said, this all comes from Kathy Dannemiller. That's where I learned it. I was doing my thesis at Pepperdine, and where I got to go out and look out and find out what's going on in the edge of OD, right?
Yeah.
And I was the year that she had her first experience at Ford when she created all this. Then it went to Boeing and blah blah blah. And then she became famous, but she didn't know how to make it sustainable. She didn't know how to teach others. And she said, Roland, and she said this to everybody, I want you to do this 100 times better than I've ever done it. And so, Deb, I want you to do this 50 times better than I can ever do it.
I love the challenge. Let's do it.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's it. That's it right there. Now, questions that you have.
So I'm understanding there was another name in there. I'd be certified not by you, by someone else?
The Asian OD Network. Which I founded, which Uday Parikh founded with me.
Oh.
Okay.
That makes how many networks you founded?
Oh, there's a lot of them. This is going to be the most significant one.
Huge.
Because I want you to be invited to our Slack conversation where you can watch us unfold the first stranger whole system transformation event.
Ooh.
Stranger. It's not in an organization, so it's different.
When is that happening?
October 20 to 22 in Bali.
It's during the conference.
Yes. I have Peter Vale coming.
Oh.
No, he's going to do virtual. He said,
okay.
His title is, he just gave it to me, why empowerment engagement is mandatory for individuals, teams, organizations, and communities in an era of a disruptive society. Right? I mean, he's right on target, right?
Yeah.
He's right on target. And it's not an authoritative king that's going to solve this in Saudi Arabia. It's going to be engaging the companies, the people, the women, and empowering them to do this, because the change is happening so fast that the king can't decide fast enough and quick enough. It has to be, he has to trust the people. Okay?
That's not just in Saudi Arabia.
Well, of course not. That's what you would say. India just upset their whole currency, their financial currency, just totally chaos right now.
Wow.
And so then Ed Chine is coming to talk about.
Yeah, you said you had traveling, right?
Virtually too. No, virtually too. His doctor won't let him come. But he transformed our last one in China, and this one he's going to open it up, because we're going to create a conversation between the CEOs and all the people.
Wow.
We invited 22 CEOs, including
wonderful.
The largest bank in Southeast Asia, the largest telecommunication company in Southeast Asia, the largest taxi young female leader in Indonesia.
Wow.
She's a multi-millionaire, and she's probably not even 40. Because this is what's going on in Asia. All these young people are running multi-million-dollar businesses, and they need help.
Perhaps this is a preview of what's coming to America.
Right. It's gonna. Well, yeah. That's what. Yeah. Sherry is coming. No, Sherry is coming in virtually from the National OD Network because we're going to use the global framework. But in any case,
because it's the same time as the OD Network's workshop. I'm sorry, annual conference in Chicago.
It's one day afterwards. Because,
okay. All right.
Because Robbie said the CEOs wanted to be there so they could stay over on the weekend.
Ah.
I wanted them to connect. We'll get that next year maybe with the National OD Network.
Good.
Because I have Tony Petrella coming in to keynote that.
Ah.
Right.
Wonderful.
And Rick, who is leading that, wants to get certified like you. He runs the first successful internal change agent OD function outside the United States at San Miguel in the Philippines. And he was trained with Peter Block and Tony Petrella at ExxonMobil.
Wow.
Do you see the connections?
Yeah, it's coming together here.
Herb Shepard and Chris Ardress did the first team building at ESSO before it was ExxonMobil.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with NTL went there to try out the first time team building. All right, so that's that's all the point. I think that that was into your question. Let's kind of close this up because I don't want the people watching it having to go too long, then we can leisurely talk. What other question do you think that Glory in Kenya would like to have answered?
You described a multi-phase or multi-level certification.
Yeah.
And the first part being like 14 days in total. Yeah. But how long would you think the entire certification would span?
Good question. The second phase is called the large group interactive experience. We transform the critical mass. Okay, this is Kathy's coined phrase in research. And we can do that in 14 to 18 days. So really, in about 5 weeks, we can do round 1 for the year. Okay, that's all. It's like Kathy will say, this is faster, deeper, and cheaper than any other way. Because then what we're going to do, and I'm doing this with somebody I'm talking to, oh yes, one of the PhD people that just got his PhD from Siemens in Thailand. He wants to do this, and I'll share this with him. Then after my first contract with you and I and Maja is over to build that team, right? You create a new contract on your own to coach them and give in whatever services they need or you have or whatever's needed and wanted.
Got it.
Because they're going to need as much hand-holding as they can get. But see, then you and I come in with the internal person, with the leadership team and the design team for 3 days at month 10.
Ah, okay.
And we evaluate the whole thing. And we plan year 2. Okay.
So how long do we stay Velcroed at the hip?
It depends. Whenever we feel you're ready.
Good. That's exactly what you had said earlier about the gentleman from India.
Right.
It's not walk in for 4 days and be certified. It's when the readiness happens.
When the readiness there, and we kind of agree, you know. And here's what I believe. I believe for a neophyte, you need to go through the small group team building twice with me. If you're a great team builder now, you can get it in one time.
Okay.
If you go to the large group, I believe you really got to do it 3 times, maybe twice. Now, let me give you why. Here I am. I mastered group dynamics from I can't remember my years right now, but I had it in 1974, I had small group stuff mastered. Okay. In 1978, I brought Kathy to the Minnesota Department of Revenue, and there was no way I was going to go into a group of 300 no matter how much experience I had. You know what I mean? This is too
risky.
Too risky. But
Yeah.
once you go through it with me the first time, we eliminate all the risks because we empower the people. There are checks and balances with the CEO, with the leadership team. The CEO controls everything. You know,
You've got that buy-in.
You got that buy-in.
The design team and the CEO.
We don't believe in sponsorship of change management.
Got the engine running itself.
Exactly. They are leading it. Right. So that's kind of what it takes. Is so going through this cycle 3 times, you should really have it. And then you probably are going to need to go through with them 2 more years. So this is almost like a 5-year, 3-year commitment on their part. This is heavy duty, but it gets them ready for the future. It's their survival.
Well, and it's action oriented. We're not just talking about it, we're doing it.
We're doing it because that's what they want me to teach at Thailand is action research, action learning. You know,
Good.
that's what this is all based on. All right. It all comes out of the T group. Kathy Dannemiller went to a John Weir T group. And she said, all I did is took a bicycle pump and blew up the tire with the principles of the T group to the large group. The same principles. And you learn it the same way through immersion. Velcro to the hip. That's the way the T group was learned. Barbara Bunker will talk about in Bali about her history. She saved NTL. She went in and she was immersed from Memorial Day to Labor Day. She got Sunday afternoon off. That was it. And the problem was Edie Seashore was with her. And the men would not let Edie lead a T group for 5 years. But the men got to lead a T group after 1 year.
That's just because they were so much brighter, or
men.
Wow.
And Barbara, I've got the article. I'll send it to you. I forgot. I'll send you her article. Send Barbara's research on this. She's got the whole history of women evolving in OD.
That explains the OD breakout group, or OD women's breakout groups that we have on the first day.
Okay, sure.
At the annual conference, there's actually a group for women that you can attend. So
they're still doing it. I mean, there's still an issue. And of course, let me whisper this one. Let me say it calmly. This is also a big issue in the rest of the world.
Oh, you think?
Yeah. I mean, wow. I was in India doing this Asian ODNet conference, right? On the noon of the second day, I said, why has only men been allowed on this stage?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we had the president of NTL with Mobina from India and Dubai, my person I was training here. They did the ceremony with this, beforehand, the prayers and everything. Women were there for that.
Right.
They didn't appear until, So I got the stories. And then when I did the first, that was the third one or fourth one. When I did the first Asian OD network, it was in Dubai, and I had mostly Saudi Arabia people.
Mm-hmm.
And
not many women.
Not many women. It was probably 20% women from Saudi Arabia. But for 4 hours, they were tigers. And
Oh, good.
after those men like you wouldn't believe.
Yes.
What do you mean you don't let me drive a car? What do you mean this and that? And you won't let my children go to the movie? And I know. And because in that situation, they wouldn't let Mobina or Kay, who is Asia from China, get on the stage. No. Because, no, I'm not running this. You know what I mean? In a whole system transformation experience, I don't run it, I facilitate. And so the group was saying no women until the women's voice got loud.
Well, and women in leadership, my prediction, Deb Peters' prediction is if the women are really going to get respected in leadership, we need to own 51% of the shares of the companies.
Right. And then
they're not only going to listen to us, they're going to take orders from us.
Exactly. And I put on the internet the last day or two where Tom Peters says women are better managers and they are more suited for change than men because they're relational. They're people of the heart.
That was you quoted Tom Peters, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So this is enough. Let's stop here and then we'll just talk. Okay. Any comment? Last comment.
Certification sounds great. Count me in.
Good. Here's the other people. I have Parvat from India, from one of the top people. I have the person from Tata, Vijay, who you'll meet down the line, I'm sure, sometime. He wants to do this. I have another VJ. I call him VJV from from the Jesuit University in India. He's graduated from there. He's one of the best marketers in consulting in India. He wants to do this. I have Dr. Dilmy running the Asian OD Network Conference that wants to do this. He's already done it with me.
Oh, cool.
We already have the success. Maybe that's why he's consultant to the president of the country. Oh no, who knows? But the president of the country told Dr. Dewey, right here, that what the president of the country said, that you have just created the most significant transformation in the country. And the book is called Pride of Nation. And it's actually quoted on the internet yesterday. And this is Dr. Dewey, because Dr. Dewey got promoted to run the most significant company in the country, the energy company, which he is going to make the leading energy company in Southeast Asia.
Wow.
And he's using a transformation will not succeed if it's not supported by strong leadership character, who is assertive, strategic in their vision, competent, and personal charming. That is said by the Minister of State-Owned Enterprises of Indonesia.
Woo!
He's talking about Dr. Dewey. And he was our client, and Irham was the consultant. And so I have them, and then I have Charles from Ghana. I have Dr. Lowe from Senegal. All want to do this. I have somebody from South Africa who wants to do it, and you.
In that country of Minnesota.
Right. But no, I just thought of something. Oh,
what?
My God. Oh, my God. I'm hardly sorry for having offended thee.
Oh, my gosh. Wait. Your Catholic upbringing's coming out here.
They're all men.
Oh, not me.
That's right. I mean, that's the insight.
I can hold my own.
Yes, I know you can. But that's the insight I just had. Oh, Glory. Glory in Kenya.
Oh, good.
Now, see, Jen Todd will probably get this. We'll grandmother her in. She just sent me an email, Roland, I need to talk to you about my large groups in Africa.
Oh,
Jen and
good.
I have one of the cases. I sent it to you. It was the Allstate case.
Yep.
You know, she broke out, and she's taken this now to Africa. And she's done it with African women. And she's continuing to do it with African women. And she wants to do my whole system transformation summit for all of the economically poor African women.
Oh, wow.
Countrywide. Okay. I've already done this in India with the NGOs. And I did this with George from Accord. No, I didn't. This is with Dr. Uday Parikh. A woman came up to me at the end in tears. And she said, how long did it take to get you here? And I said, 2 days. And she says, it's taken me 5 days to get here because of the poor infrastructure of India. But she says, you know what? Now I believe I have a technology to go back and resolve the tension in my community or village that's been there for 1,000 years. This was before the day of the internet.
Yeah. Wow.
I then ran into her indirectly 5 years later, and she said, we did it.
Oh, yay.
Worked. Okay? We did that
Good.
at the Nelson McClellan Training Center. Dr. Uday Parikh, I was with Christine then. So Jen needs to will get certified. I just thought of that, spontaneous. She'll get certified to get grandmothered in because she's got it.
So it's about 10 people. It sounds like 10 people.
Yeah, okay. Well, there's probably some more. Yeah, we're just starting. We haven't done one yet.
Yeah.
And because I haven't had time. I've been thinking about it for years. But the other thing, Jen, here's her sustainability. She left behind a group at Allstate, the Transformation Corporate Group. It's 20 people.
Wow.
You know? 20 people. And her client, what's his name? John, just got corporate change maker from Allstate by Tom, the CEO, because he's been the change champion of the corporation. And he was going to retire 5 years ago. And he was having so much fun that he just retired 6-8 months ago.
Wow.
You know? And Jen and I did that together. We did the model. I trained her to do it. She was the star. The real star was, can't remember her name, Kimberly, the internal change agent.
Yep.
She
exactly.
was the real star because she knocked him dead on the stage. And I've lost contact with her, but somebody said that, hey, she just saw her 2 years ago at the National OD Network. And she says, hey, tell Roland he transformed my life. I am now out a consultant doing all this on my own.
So, you forgot to add one thing.
Yeah.
In those benefits
of
WST, the YouTube, it keeps you young.
You're right. I'm not going to retire. Right. Where Marv Weisbord is. His focus is teaching piano. Well, I don't judge that because he's made his mark on the world. Let me tell you. I mean, he keynoted our Bangkok conference. Oh, you have a copy of it. That's right. So but the important thing here is compensation. we split fairly, you and I and Maja. That's equality. You know, the contract, the second one, what you do with them on your own, that's your business. You get as much, and we don't talk about money until we get the contract. Alan Weiss is my guru. Okay, it's why he writes in my book, because he's the marketing guru of OD, and he says we do value proposition selling, and what that means is that after we know the purpose, we know the outcomes, then we put a price to it. What's this worth for you? And then we tell them up until then, because they get nervous. They always want to know. I just say, money is not going to be the reason that you don't hire us. Because and then what happens is when we get in, we kind of know who they work with and what they're used to paying. And frankly, I've had clients, they didn't ever ask me my price. They didn't care. They just know they wanted to do this. Send me the bill. And I had a client, General Motors. The local HR group that I worked with, GMAC, and they made more money than General Motors, you know, the financial in Bloomington. Right? I don't think they're there anymore.
They're not.
Right. They said, oh, Roland, you have to raise your price because we can't get it through Detroit.
I can handle that.
Right. So, okay. Great.
So we've concluded our recording.
Last word.
Thank you. It sounds like a great certification process, complete and also based on your competence and confidence to deliver.
Well, I'm the person who brought competence to the OD world. The global framework comes out of my competence work that I'm no longer interested in doing. And so now we're going to create the competence for doing whole system transformation. That's going to be that's another book.
Good.
Okay.
Good. Excellent.
Hallelujah.
Thanks.
Amen. Om Shanti. Whatever. Bye-bye.
Yay!
Oh, no. Wait a minute. I'm not going to leave the meeting. No, I don't want to do that. Cancel. I want to stop recording.